receiving your content. You are live.
Live.
Says we are live.
We are live.
We are now on internet. Hello all.
Hello, Internet.
How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, oh, my mic's so far away. Hello, everybody.
I'm trying to turn my shit up.
Says we are live.
There we go. Zach McLean says, I don't think I've watched her on about 2 months.
Not missing a whole lot.
What's that?
Not missing a whole lot.
No, you're really not missing a whole lot. Man, John, it's been so boring lately. I think it should be time for John Cena to return to action and spice things up on Raw. Go and deliver one of your great promos about hustle, respect, and loyalty. Hello, Cody Miles. He says, greetings from the underworld that is Discord.
Hello, Mr. Dope.
Imagine it smells like mold and mildew and like urination, perhaps, the Discord group.
What is this all about? Mandalay Bay hotel owner sues 1,000 victims. Mr. Dope mentioned it in chat.
Does not seek money, appears to be a judicial bid.
No, they're filing a suit to avoid liability.
Saying they don't have liability. Yeah. Fuck that place. Daskamania says, I just got my Slayest package.
Cool.
Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, we sent out a bunch more orders yesterday. And we'll wrap up we'll package a bunch more. My goal is to get them all done by the end of the week.
Yeah.
And then we'll see how that goes.
Alta says it's raining in Emeryville.
Really?
That's crazy. That's not that far.
No, that isn't. It's like an hour and a half away.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Here in Fair Oaks, rather, it's going to be 101 by 5 p.m.
Oh, dear.
Yep. No rain in our future. Not anytime soon. Upper 90s throughout the week.
It's too hot.
It's really hot, but then it's summertime. It's usually how it is here. I'm actually surprised it hasn't been hotter.
I'm just, like in the past, it really wouldn't get super hot. When I was growing up here. Till like August. August was the hottest month.
Yeah.
And now, as soon as it starts to approach summer, it's 100 degrees basically every day.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I really want to go to a River Cat game, but it's too hot.
It's way too much.
To sit in the outfield, especially because there's no shade out there.
No good. How much are like the best tickets? The best tickets at a River Cats game?
Well, I sat behind home plate once for Father's Day with my dad, and it was $50.
That's it?
Yeah.
Man, we should do that.
That was a blast.
Just you and
we
I
were
go.
like third row.
You, me, and Hilton.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd be fun. Let's go do that.
You ever sat that close to a baseball game before?
No, I haven't.
It's cool.
Be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like that. Just chill.
You actually get to appreciate how fast that ball's coming
Oh, yeah, for sure. I imagine so.
when you're not quiet from the...
Oh, no. There at the bottom said he might not be able to make it to All In.
What?
Come on, man. I
Because-
was kind of looking forward to seeing it there at the bottom. Because I'm, and then he's dead. He typed that while he was falling off a cliff. Bad news. I might not be able to.
I have no regrets.
Not gonna be at All In. Nice. Bud Ryan's going to Progress Detroit. Whose first time is it for Progress? Here in the Motor City.
Yeah, I heard Ibushi versus Zack Sabre Jr. is really good. We watched the first 3 matches of night one. Suzuki Tanahashi was really good.
Yeah, that was fun because it was just Suzuki beating the shit out of Tanahashi. What the hell happened here? Got like some loose in my cool computer here.
Oh dear. Well, what was it there at the bottom?
Yeah, what's going on? Did you actually fall off a cliff? Did I get that one right? Elias Gould says, I was torn between the Friendo package and the Slay ST. I saw your order yesterday. Came in. So that'll be packaged.
Oh, James Rodriguez says WWE ranked Undisputed Era's theme number 6 in their top 10 current themes. Shouldn't it be number 1? Yeah.
Number 1 of all time, really, if you think about it.
Well, in WWE. Let's see this list if I can find it. What's what cultures?
But go to www.com.
Yeah, no, a quick Google search would. That site
he says because I'm having trouble finding work, and maybe I may not be able to afford it. Well, that sucks, man.
Yeah, that's a bummer. I'm sorry to hear that.
Sorry to hear that. That's acceptable.
See where Seth lands in the newest WB Music Power 10. Oh, it's a video.
Raymond Earl, what month were you a patron? I'm sorry, what month did you start your $20, $50? What are your details? Because I want to make sure you didn't get
overlooked.
Fall between the cracks. Because I just sent a ton of them out the other day.
B team.
Sergio C wants to know if we would ever get a
Sasha
Luchando, Big Jim, Steve, and Larson super stream.
Ricochet.
It's possible.
It is possible.
I mean, it's not.
The stars have to
right
align.
Yeah, basically.
See, they have Ronda Rousey on here. That's just a Joan Jett song. I don't know if that should count.
It would be fun, to do a complete and total.
Let's see what's ahead of Undisputed. Oh, there's Kyle O'Reilly.
That's the best. That's the best. Who's this one?
Bob Roode.
Oh, poor Bob Roode.
Aleister Black, his is pretty good.
No, that's fine, Raymond Earl. That's weird. Let me check. Hold on a second. Were you a 50 or a 20? Stamps. Because if you were 50, it could be that you didn't send me your shirt size. If you're a 20, that would be sad.
Seth at number 2. I mean, and AJ at number 1. Interesting. Is this based on iTunes charts, or what is it based off of?
The whims of whomever's working digital, man.
I kind of feel like it should be original themes, because they have Bad Reputation by Joan Jett on there, which is a great song.
I agree with that, too.
But it should be original themes, I feel like.
I agree with that.
Wow, RoboCop is 31 years old today.
Murphy.
Such a great film.
We're getting up there, man. We're getting old.
I know. Oh, Patrick Sparks says he's wearing a RoboCop shirt. Patrick Oliva with the 3 NXT teams for this year's War Games. It's got to be Undisputed Era, British Strong Style, and who else?
How many teams altogether?
3. 3 teams of 3.
I don't know. There's still a ways to go.
Mm-hmm. Maybe War Machine and somebody else?
Yeah, I was thinking that too. That'd be cool.
Does anybody else have a kind of a medieval gimmick? Or that could be dressed in a medieval gimmick like Roderick Strong was a member of Authors of Pain last year.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Velveteen Dream.
Oops. Any updates on the All-In Friendo meetup? None. Something we got to work on.
Yeah, we got to figure that stuff out. Oh, here's Raymond Earl. Okay. Anas Goulman, Elias Gould wants to know, Steve, would you book Jay White versus Adam Mayhem for the H title, and who's going to out-heel the other one? Yeah, I think it'd be awesome for Jay White, Chaos member, to hold the H championship. I think it'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
What are you watching over there?
My kids at gymnastics class today.
Oh. All right, cool. If anybody else, listen, I'm just going to give this a blanket thing. There's 37 people here. If anybody else hasn't received anything or if you guys are missing anything in terms of the Friendo care packages, we have to do a couple custom thank yous for like the last couple months because we haven't done those. Just send me a DM on Twitter at MFSteve here. Let me know, and I will sort out those odds and ends. Like, I mean, some people have probably fallen through the cracks. Wouldn't surprise me.
You see that there's a new book out about the history of wrestling at Tokyo Dome.
I did see that. I haven't looked at the details, but that's cool. I think Kenny Omega.
Yeah, that Chris Charlton.
Oh, that's cool. The guy who does the translations or whatever.
Yeah, he wrote it.
That's cool.
Pick that up.
Le'Veon Bell is turning down $14 million a year.
He doesn't want to be paid like, from what I understand, like a top paid running back. He wants to be paid like an elite offensive player. Because he does more than just, run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So I heard he signed for the franchise number again, which is the last time he can do it. So I think he can only do it 3 years in a row. Alto asked, Baron Corbin collects weird stuff. What do you guys like to collect? I used to collect baseball cards.
Oh, Alabama got a huge kick out of the dinosaur backdrop.
Oh, that's good.
Loved it.
Good. I guess now shoes, even though I can't afford to buy very many of them.
I don't know if I collect anything.
No, I really don't either.
I mean, I used to collect comics. I still buy them, but I don't really consider that a collection anymore. Like, they just sort of get thrown about, and then eventually I usually just throw them out.
Alex C. is right. Steve is wearing an Adam Mayhem shirt and asked Stephen Lacey, respect goddamn kayfabe, Steve.
Yeah, I tweeted, pay attention to my Twitter account. I told everybody, and I think I commented on YouTube. It was laundry day. Bottom of the barrel.
Irrelevant.
Literally had nothing else.
No shirt then.
I literally had nothing else.
Mr. Dope
to
says
wear.
Le'Veon Bell should get $19 million a year over 3 years. He probably should. He definitely should. He's the most important player on that team, at least on the offensive side of the ball.
He powered me to a championship in fantasy football 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it was.
Problem is that NFL running backs are never paid their full worth because teams just think, okay, we can get 6 good years out of them, like their rookie contract, a second contract, and then they cut them for somebody younger and fresher because the wear and tear an NFL running back takes is insane. So they really get screwed over. It's kind of it sucks that you go out there, you put your body on the line for 5 or 6 years to help a team win, and then once you start hitting 28 to 30, they ship you out of town without actually paying you what you're probably worth. It's kind of horse shit.
I'm over pundits talking crap about players like that, like Michelle Beadle. She was talking crap about Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah,
and I'm like, you know what, dude? Like that man is a business.
Mm-hmm.
All those athletes, they're their own businesses.
Yeah,
he's just trying to run his business best he can.
Exactly.
And then they oh, you should. I can't stand that. Like all those players, they should get everything they can.
Yeah.
From those flipping billionaires, man. I'm telling you. Adam Mayhem says, y'all keep saying Walter and the money I will require to work him is way too much. I mean, I've got $40 in my pocket, which I think would be, frankly, overpaying you, Adam Mayhem.
And Mr. Dope said only back who hasn't got screwed was Adrian Peterson. He was like the last guy to get that huge contract before seemingly every NFL team instituted this whatever you want to call it, philosophy or plan to underpay their running backs.
Daskamania proposes an impossible situation. Which shirt would you rather wear, an Adam Mayhem shirt?
Well, we've already seen.
Or a Bret Hart shirt.
You've worn an Adam Mayhem shirt several times, in fact.
I don't have a Bret Hart shirt. Number one, I think I got that one for free. I think he just put it in my bag at that last show. So that, I didn't pay for it. Number two, laundry day. So there was literally no other shirt. It was between that and then one with like a mustard stain on it. Like a fresh mustard stain.
That hasn't kept you from wearing a shirt before if it's got a mustard stain on it.
Well, I know, but I was going to
Just say you weren't thinking. You broke kayfabe, and just admit to it. Or better yet,
no.
just admit you actually like Adam Mayhem. You want to see him succeed. Because I think deep in there,
don't ever touch me.
That's how you feel.
Do not touch me.
I did touch you. This pen touched you.
Don't ever touch me.
So I don't care.
You do care. $5,000 for one match. Shave 3 zeros off that, and you got a deal. And I think you'll take it.
Steven's got like 20 shirts.
I do have a lot of shirts.
Is there anything you guys like about Bret Hart? He put on some decent to pretty good matches.
No, I actually like Bret just fine. I just like it's funny to cap on him because
he takes himself way too seriously. That's
really
kind of
does.
A lot of it.
It's funny too because somebody said that to Meltzer on Twitter, and he's like, all the biggest superstars took themselves too seriously. I'm like, yeah, but not sort of in character.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like in character, he was kind of a pill.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of anti that. In character, he came off as a guy who just took himself too seriously.
Yeah. Mr. Dope with a good question. Who do you guys think should get drafted first in fantasy football this year? Todd Gurley.
Oh, fuck. I don't know, man. I do not pay attention. And
Todd
I'm kind
Gurley.
of boycotting NFL anyways. Fuck them. Fucking assholes.
Yeah.
It's so gross, man. It's all so hypocritical.
I know
and
it
gross.
is. I know it is.
You know, like it sucks because I legitimately enjoy fantasy football. Like I legitimately enjoy.
That's really the only thing keeping me in the least bit involved with football is because I've been in the same fantasy football league for about 13 years, maybe 15 years. It's been a long time. It's like a dynasty thing.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's just it's like we have a live in-person draft. It's a blast. Just hanging out and doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
hey, can we talk about this really quick?
Actually, actively watching the games. I agree. I agree with you.
Before we get rolling,
what?
Can we talk about our mic situation?
Our mic situations?
You do this thing where when it's right here,
yeah.
When you talk to the camera, because I listen to the show like when I'm on my walks.
Yeah, no, I listen to the show and I do match it, and I move the mic all over the place. It's not always like this. I know what you mean, that I have a tendency not to talk directly into the mic.
Yeah, and so if we move it away, even if we boost your levels up a little bit, like I'm fine doing that. But maybe if you just keep it at this angle, because I keep it right here, so if I'm talking to you, it's kind of equidistant. I'm not saying I'm perfect or anything. I'm just saying like
it sounds like it.
Well, like you hug up with your mic, and I don't think these mics are supposed to be like really hugged up against.
Well, they're not terribly sensitive either.
We could boost the levels. I know that'll increase the echo, right?
No, let's try it like this. I'm quiet. We'll see what happens.
All right. I'm just trying to make it good. I'm trying to make our show.
No,
better.
I understand. Wow, Eduardo said he was in 2 leagues at once and it ruined the game for me.
I'm not controlling. I just want
I've been in at least 3 leagues.
Show to be the best possible fidelity, the highest possible fidelity. That's all I want.
Sure thing, Steve. I have the mic right here. Is this okay? Is this fine?
If you kept your mouth like that, maybe.
Is this fine if I mumble the whole time?
Who's calling me from LA? Is this you? What A1A number is this?
No, that's not my number.
Is it Sirius XM? Do they want us to? How much would we sell going in raw for?
I don't know.
If somebody said $1 million.
Well, I mean, would they just sell it and fire us?
No.
No.
The brand name's worth nothing without us. They can't Vance and Coy us, man.
I mean, if they're going to give us $1 million to put the show on a platform like that, which in theory could lead to more advertising revenue and maybe a larger. No, YouTube's got more reach. We'd be silly not to consider it.
Right? We'd have to at least consider it.
Yeah, $1 million is a lot of money.
It's kind of a lot of money, but not each. We'd have to split it.
Obviously.
Like 60-40.
No, 50-50 and then post taxes.
Yeah, I know. Post like 500,000.
So that'd be what, 33% at least? 40%? 35%?
Yeah, 35 probably.
So we're looking at what? About 350 each.
Yeah.
A little bit less, 325.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. It's not broke, don't fix it. Or do fix it. I don't know. Is it broke? Do we fix it? We got to get started. Can you go ahead and record on that?
No. Okay, I'll do it.
Julian Morris, I don't need your permission to do anything. And you're not. See, I was considering letting Julian Morris stay on my couch. Now, never. Because he just said that.
Wow, Mr. Dope says Steve is on his man period today.
Whoa. That is, I'm pretty sure sexist, isn't it? Pretty sure that's sexist. I don't think you're allowed to say that stuff.
Becky Lynch Teddy Bear. I feel like Larson wants to cuss more, but he stops himself.
Yes, it would kill me to say please. I've known him for 20 years. I don't need to say please to Larson. You know, say please to me. You never say please to me.
I do too.
No, you don't.
I do.
You when?
Well, at least ask.
When's the last time?
I say, can you please do this? Hey, can we do this?
Huh?
Yeah.
When have you ever said, hey, can we do this?
All the time.
And you don't say that.
When I was your boss and asked you to do things, I would say, hey, can you do this, please?
You weren't my boss. You were my client.
Well, no.
For about 4 months, you were my boss.
Yes.
But for years, you were my client.
Well, still, you had to answer to me.
I didn't have to answer to you.
You did.
I answered myself because I was my own boss. But you were my contact. You were the person that...
No, well, I mean, I oversaw the product. And if I had the discretion to say, this needs to be done.
And then I had the discretion to say either yes or no. Generally, I like getting my paychecks. Although, even those weren't always a sure thing. Fucking machinima. Anyways, wait, where's she going? Remember the tension at the start of Fun Wrestling. Are you prepared? Are we prepared?
That was best work we've ever done.
That was I know.
People thought we were legit hating
I was
each other.
legitimately proud of what we did there. Because even a close friend of ours who we don't see very often at a party said, are you guys okay?
Yeah.
My kid watched Fun Wrestling and saw Larson walk out on you. And I was like, yeah, it's all a big joke.
Huge work.
Oh, I was very proud of that. All right, here we go.
Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up, it's your girl Sasha Banks, legit boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife.
Marie.
And you are going in SmackDown Live.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson, available wherever fine podcasts are. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, notify bell next to it. Make sure you're always getting your new Going In Raw notifications. We're also available on CastBox. Check out the CastBox app. It's free to download on Android or iOS devices. It really helps Going In Raw. If you download CastBox, go to Going In Raw Podcast and hit that subscribe button. And hey, leave us a comment while you're at it. It does help grow the show and get us more exposure.
It does.
We're also available at Patreon at patreon.com/Steven Larson. It's a great way to support Going In Raw, two great friends who are trying to make $1.01 in this business. Larson, right?
Something like that.
And hey, Larson, great news. We've got ourselves, friendomarket.com. We got ourselves a merch store of our own now. Oh, I forgot to put that Slayer shirt back to $30. It's still, because of my forgetfulness.
People better take advantage.
$25 for the Slayer shirt. I'm not going to get around to changing that. I'm not going to have the time or ability to get this changed until late night tonight. So be sure to take advantage of this deal. $25 for the Slayer shirt, 3 stickers, and a postcard of us standing right here, folding our arms. Can we simulate the arm folding? See, it's like that, but then it's got our actual signatures. And what's the best part about those packages?
We pack every order.
That's right.
Every single one.
We sure do. Anyways, so fun times. Before we get started, I wanted to, while it's fresh in my head, I wanted to mention this. We said the other day, I forgot to email myself this stuff. We said the other day that if anybody does like a friendo meetup thing, we would show their picture off on the show. If you do a friendo meetup at like a wrestling event, and then send us a picture of it. We will put it on the air.
Yeah.
So as I talk very deliberately while I'm loading up this picture right
you
here.
try to buy yourself some time.
Exactly.
To load up picture.
See how skilled I am at this? Let's see if it's actually going to work. No, sometimes that doesn't work.
That's interesting.
But yeah, no, we had that happen yesterday. So some friendos were at Raw, which is the show we're about to talk about here. And let's see here. 739. Nope, not going to be in there. And they were cosplaying, dude.
Oh.
One guy was dressed up as Elias. There we go. Look at that. And one guy is cosplaying. And I have the names right here too as well, because I did that too. Let's see here. This is Raymond Earl Melius II is there on the right, and he's with Gastano Mancuso is the Elias right there.
Awesome.
So thanks for sending that in.
Yes.
Always cool to see friendos out in the wild of the wrestling world, right?
Yes.
Anyways. What did you think of Raw last night, man?
There was some good stuff. It just, I don't know. I mean, usually for notes for Raw, it tends to go past 2 pages because they try to jam a lot of stuff into 3 hours. They try to jam less stuff. There's more focus on in-ring competition.
Yeah.
In form of actual matches, which I like because especially the first triple threat match was really good.
Mm-hmm.
The second one was good too, but the first one was pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But it seemed like they let a lot of segments run long. But none of them really. Sorry, the segments they let run long were the wrestling ones. They let the matches breathe.
Mm-hmm.
All the kind of talking stuff, the promos, apart from the first one, were fairly concise.
Yeah.
So I mean, it wasn't a boring show. I was never bored.
I think one of the more underrated, and I don't know. I'm curious to get your thoughts. I'm curious to get your thoughts on a couple things here. Number one, Bobby's got to win next week, right?
Yeah,
he's going to win that, right?
Yeah.
And he's the only reason he wouldn't win. I'm sorry. The only reason he's going to win is because whoever Roman's going to face at SummerSlam is going to interfere with that match, right?
Oh, maybe.
Is he going to pick up two clean wins over Roman in a row?
Possibly.
That I would be really surprised.
Well, here's
about
the thing.
I'm still shocked at the Extreme Rules.
Yeah. If Brock is going to hold the belt past SummerSlam, then definitely his opponent's going to be Lashley.
Yeah.
Because if it's Roman versus Brock again and Roman loses again, I mean, like, what are they doing?
I know, but that's been our central thesis since Mania.
No, but this would be the 3 times in less than 6 months that would have happened. In about 4.5 months that would have happened with no real story progression. The story is Roman apparently just can't beat Brock.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's all a setup for him to eventually be in WrestleMania 35, that's the main events for 3 shows prior that you're essentially just spinning your wheels. You have all that extra time, I guess, in theory, to try to get Roman over more. Based on history, that's never worked.
Yeah.
So if they're going to put the belt on Roman, just do it. Just do it at SummerSlam.
You know what sucks,
and
dude?
Get it over with. But I'm not convinced that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I think Bobby Lashley's going to fight Brock. I think the scenario that Paul Heyman laid out during his promo last night might actually be WWE scenario. I'm not sure. I'm not optimistic that Brock is going to beat Daniel Cormier for that title.
Yeah.
But it would benefit if everybody's cool with it. It would
everybody
benefit
involved.
WWE greatly, and everybody involved, for Brock to be UFC champion. What was the analogy he made? Oh, he made the analogy to Kurt Angle having gold medals.
And then come to WWE and winning championships.
Yeah, which is a little bit different because it wasn't like Kurt Angle because Kurt Angle won his gold medals in '96, right?
Yeah.
So that was like 4 years or 3 years.
3
before
years.
He came
Yeah,
to
3 years later.
So yeah, 3 years. I guess that was before the next Olympics. But it wasn't like he was an active Olympian. Excuse me, during his WWE time. So this would be even more kind of interesting if the reigning, if the current WWE Universal Champion was also the current UFC champion. I think it's a long shot, but it's worth the risk, I would think.
Yeah.
I mean, as a WWE fan, I'm not huge on it because here's the bummer thing is that you look at the guys in that ring, I mean, all 6 of them, but I'm looking at, number one, sort of a thing that I don't want to pass over is the fact that Drew McIntyre has unleashed phase 2 of his plan, which is be Universal Champion. I mean, they launched him in the scene, essentially, even though he's not going to be fighting for it. He's now kind of at that point. They're pushing him at that level. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of talent. Like Finn Balor, when he came out, crowd goes ballistic, and he looks like a champion. He really does. Seth Rollins, love that dude.
Well, he's got the track record, too.
He's got the track record. He's the workhorse. And he's sort of now maybe moving on from the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh, it definitely seems to be the case, yeah.
And then Drew, I mean, even Roman still, if they book him right, Roman could,
And even Bobby Lashley, too.
And Bobby Lashley. You have all these guys, and how great would it be to see them actually fighting over a Universal Championship all in that scene if they write it like it, So, I don't know. It's weird that they would just hold it up like this, But we've been saying that for a while now.
Yeah. But I just kind of want to know if they had any inclination whatsoever that this might be happening as far back as Mania. Why it had changed course? 'Cause, I think we had heard that it was the day before, the day of, or something like that Reigns learned he wasn't going to win at Mania. Did they have any inclination back then that this could be a possibility, and that's why they kept the belt on Lesnar this whole time?
So, I mean,
or was it just to pull a swerve at Mania, and then as things started to unfold?
I'm trying to think of the most logical conclusion. I would think that the WrestleMania thing had more to do with the Roman reaction. I would think it had more to do with that. And then when these things started lining up, like Brock going for it, I would imagine this isn't a difficult decision to make. I'm sorry. I would imagine this is a difficult decision to make. Do we actually hold up the Universal title in the hopes that Brock Lesnar, who has indicated that he might be fighting, and there might have been some talk between Vince and Dana, hey, if Brock goes to the UFC, is he going to be fighting for that title immediately? Yeah, probably. Okay. Well, man, that's a decision to make then. Do we keep the Universal title on him somehow, even though he's not going to be around very often?
Yeah, to get that cross-promotional promotion. Yeah.
Maybe they do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, I think it'll be kind of interesting to see if both companies go full bore on a cross-promotional thing. I mean, and when I say that, I just mean, would Paul Heyman walk Brock Lesnar out to the Octagon?
Oh, I don't know.
Would he be part of his entourage?
That'd be pretty neat.
Because that would be pretty cool.
Or would he, and if he were to do that, would he be carrying the Universal title with him? As he said that Brock wants to defend or challenge for the UFC heavyweight title as Universal Champion. He wants to represent WWE in the Octagon.
Yeah.
How far are they going to take that? They're going to bring the Universal title with him.
Yeah.
Or is Braun Strowman going to cash in at UFC, whatever it is, in January in the Octagon?
Yeah. That would make the most sense.
Yeah, that would create the most buzz.
So I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. You have to wonder if they look at other forms of media where crossovers, like, specifically the Marvel thing, where all these movies are crossing over, and you have the potential now that especially the UFC is all about the spectacle, as opposed to the fight. The fact that Brock Lesnar, a guy who's only fought once since like 2012 or whatever, and
he's getting a heavyweight title shot.
Unspectacular match is getting a heavyweight title shot just based on his
just
like
pop.
Exactly. So I don't know. I mean, I'm honestly not going to look. I do as a wrestling fan. Do I think it sucks? Yeah, kind of. But at the same time, it's kind of fascinating. Like we had talked about, and granted, CM Punk is a whole nother thing because he was fighting all the time. But like the idea of the WWE Championship showing up elsewhere is an interesting one, So who knows?
Anyways,
the show kicked off with Kurt
Angle in the ring. He says since Brock isn't at Raw, he hasn't agreed to a match. He's ready to strip him of the title right now. He begins to do so and is interrupted by Paul Heyman, who comes down to the ring and lays out Brock's kind of rationale for everything. Paul says, people think that Brock doesn't like being in WWE, doesn't like being Universal Champion. He says that's not true at all. He really likes being Universal Champion. And he's so happy being in WWE that he wants to represent WWE in the Octagon in his fight against Daniel Cormier. And Kurt Morley says, yeah, that's all fine and good. Brock has to defend the title at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Or he's going to get stripped.
Yeah. I do like that Paul Heyman was, he was betraying a sense of desperation. I thought he did a decent job because they didn't let him go when they keep him from going long-winded. He's still the most entertaining guy out there. It's just when he goes long-winded and starts as we like to say, spinning the wheels, then it gets kind of annoying. So yeah. Anyways,
So Bobby Lashley comes out and says, "I want a piece of Brock. I came here to do two things. First, beat Roman Reigns. He's done that.
did that.
Next, beat Brock Lesnar for Universal Championship. He must do that at SummerSlam.
Yep.
Then Drew McIntyre comes out and says, Phase 1 complete. Keep the Intercontinental title on Dolph. Phase 2 now, engage. Put Universal title around me.
Around this thing. Yeah, exactly.
Seth Rollins comes
decent
down.
pop for him too.
Yeah.
Decent, but it wasn't nearly the pop that Seth Rollins got, mainly because Drew McIntyre's a heel.
Yeah.
But no, the people are very interested in
Yes.
that idea.
Next, Seth Rollins. He says he wants a piece of Brock as well. Next, Elias. He said he wanted to.
Well, he's got a new album coming out.
Yeah.
July 13th. No,
No,
that's
that already passed.
July
30th?
23rd.
23rd?
23rd.
Oh, in a week from yesterday.
Yeah.
And then Finn Balor
Yep.
comes down the ring, says he's the first Universal Champion.
He's wearing that chrome outfit
it's
again.
great.
Oh, it's great.
He has yet to receive a rematch for the title that he never lost.
I kind of feel like he needs to drop that.
Well, that's a valid point, though. It should be in his contract. And finally, Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
Pretty
wants-
split reaction for him.
He wants Brock Lesnar, too.
Yeah.
And then Kurt Angle says, all right, we'll figure this all out. Tonight we'll have 2 triple threat matches. Winner of each match will meet next week on Raw, determine number 1 contender for Universal Championship. The 2 matches were Seth Rollins versus Elias versus Bobby Lashley. The second, Drew McIntyre versus Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns. But the second one was going to happen next.
Oh, Alex C. here in chat brings up a good point, as he usually does. The crowd was super into the idea of stripping the title.
Yes.
What were they chanting? I know the tail end was something title.
Oh, I don't remember.
Title.
I remember.
Title. something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that,
I mean,
you
the
know?
loudest pop was stripping the belt.
Yeah, exactly.
Before that match started, there was a brief bit between Baron Corbin and Kurt Angle backstage.
Yeah.
Where,
Baron got checked a lot last night.
yeah, he did.
He got checked a lot. It
Where he
great.
was like, why do you think this is a good idea? Also, why aren't I, Baron Corbin, in either one of these matches?
Why I should be in that match? Why aren't I there? And Kurt Angle said, "You lost against Finn Balor last night. Think about that," and
Yeah.
walked away.
Yeah,
Very satisfying.
it was great. So the first triple threat match, Drew McIntyre versus Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns. This was a lot of fun. Great stuff.
Yeah, it was. Let me ask you this. I don't want to be Debbie Downer guy, all right? But introducing Drew McIntyre into the Universal title scene without a spotlight of his own necessarily, even though he's booked super strong here. He's super strong. They really like him.
Yeah, he dominated the first half of the match.
He really did. But he came up short. Should he be the kind of guy who gets the spotlight all to himself? Kind of like when Samoa Joe won last year at Extreme Rules, the number 1 contendership. He got the spotlight all to himself. Should Drew be that kind of guy?
Well,
or do they want
they
to
could
ease
do
him
a
into this?
thing. I was going to say, like Braun Strowman, throughout his kind of feud with Reigns and beyond last year, like whenever he was involved in a multi-person match, he would dominate, but he would never eat a pin.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Whereas, and then when he had the spotlight on him in his feud with Reigns and other ones, the spotlight was firmly on him.
Yeah.
So if this is their way just to introduce Drew into the scene, have him involved in the larger picture, be involved in this match, not be involved in the finish, I think is fine. It acclimates people to the idea of Drew being a main eventer,
Yeah.
or potentially a main eventer. And then after SummerSlam and whatever happens there happens, depending on who wins, Brock, I have a feeling he'll go back into doing stuff with Dolph. They'll have their feud, and then after Mania next year is when we'll really see him catapulted into the main event scene.
I wouldn't mind seeing, because I think it works so well with Roman and Braun, a similar type feud between Roman and Drew.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
I think it could do a lot for Drew, and I think it'd be good for Roman. I mean, the Braun-Roman thing was really good.
Yeah,
That'd be cool. I'd like to see that.
yeah,
Anyways, I mean, maybe Drew will be the one that screws Roman next week. I don't know.
could be. Anyways, so Drew dominated this match early. He was destroying everybody.
Yeah.
He even did a somersault plancha over the top rope onto Roman on the outside.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That is crazy. I
A
know.
guy who's 6'5", 260 plus pounds.
Yeah, dude.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
the finish sequence saw Finn hit the drop kick on Roman, getting set up for the coup de grace. Drew, kind of out of nowhere, hits Finn in the back with a chair. Eventually, Finn gets his hands on that same chair, destroys Drew with it.
Of course, triple threat, so it's no DQ.
No DQ, and then does the same to Roman. He wails away on Roman's back with that chair. It was great. Finn finally hits the coup de grace, and then Drew pulls Finn out of the ring. There's a spot where Roman is going to try to spear Finn. Finn gets out of the way. Drew eats that spear instead on the outside. Back in the ring, Drew tries to Claymore Roman. Roman evades. Drew hits Finn with the Claymore. Roman gets Drew out of the ring, hits a spear on Finn, picks up the win.
Yeah. So this is a fun match.
It really was. They gave it about 20 minutes, it felt like.
Yeah, no, they gave it a long time. And yeah, it was good. I mean, too good. I like the Roman Bobby match was pretty good at Extreme Rules.
It started a little slow, but it picked up definitely towards the end.
Yeah. So yeah, Roman moves on. You know, we'll see how that goes. Next up, we had Bailey and Kurt Angle backstage. He's like, you know, I made a mistake. I sent you guys to counseling, and I should have had you settle it in the ring like we do here on Raw, like I always talk about, because Bailey said, yeah, counseling didn't really work. And so he said, well, you know, you guys are going to have to learn how to get on the same page. Why exactly? He wouldn't simply say, you're going to have a match at SummerSlam, so that's where you'll settle it. Instead, he did this thing where he paired up Sasha and Bailey to take on Dana Brooke and Alicia Fox. And he said, if you guys, am I getting this right? If you guys lose, one of you is getting traded to SmackDown?
Something like that.
It's odd.
Seems like they're going to have some sort of loser leaves Raw match at SummerSlam.
He's overthinking things, man. Yeah, I guess so, huh? That'd be cool.
Who's going to leave Raw then?
Well, I mean, after SummerSlam, they're probably going to do another shakeup. So
maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe they'll both go to SmackDown then.
There you go. Yeah, one gets traded, and then the other one gets shaken up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, because I don't know who would come over from SmackDown.
Well, I mean,
Raw.
the way Angle's kind of framing this is as if no one is going to return in exchange. It's just the other person is getting sent to SmackDown. He didn't say traded. He said, like,
I think he said traded.
No.
I'm pretty sure he said traded.
I thought he just said get sent to SmackDown.
You would have thought, given the way creative is, they'd be like, really? So I just have to lay down and I'll get sent? Really? Cool. I want to go to SmackDown. SmackDown's
I mean,
a fun show.
There's no Ronda Rousey on SmackDown to dominate the title picture for the next year.
Exactly, yeah. Dolph Ziggler came out and delivered a promo. He said, I'm Intercontinental Champion. Bob Roode then interrupted him. And Dolph Ziggler said, well, aren't you like a dude who's on main event now? You weren't even at the pay-per-view yesterday. What are you doing out here? Bob Roode said, yeah, I know, it sucks. That's basically what was said. And then I got to thinking, like, man, Dolph Ziggler, you said this perfectly before. You said Dolph Ziggler is like Impact Wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't get into it.
Yeah.
That's for you. And he's kind of for me. What if they repackaged Bobby and put him in that Dolph spot with Drew?
Oh, that'd been great.
The two, like, former NXT
that'd
champions.
Been great.
God dang, man. We could have Bobby Roode as IC champion doing this thing that Dolph
Heel
is doing.
Bob Roode.
Yeah. Instead, we got Dolph.
Yeah.
Dolph's a fine wrestler.
Yeah.
He's a veteran.
He's been doing very good work.
He has my respect.
And he's been doing really good work. He's really picked up his game since being brought over from SmackDown.
They need to start, you know what they need to start doing with Bobby Roode? Like after last night when Dolph Ziggler said, you weren't even at the pay-per-view. And he said, I know, being on the sidelines sucks. They need to start dirtying up his robe a little bit. And then, like, when the Glorious theme song kicks on, like, a couple of lights, like, blink out.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
Start to slowly chip away at the gloriousness of him. But, like, superficially as well.
Yeah.
Some of his sequence are
he lets his beard grow out a bit more.
Right.
Or only shaves half, or, like, trims half his face or something like that.
Right, yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Exactly. He starts getting less tan.
Yeah.
Start losing a little of the, glow about him.
Yeah. This was a decent match though.
This was good. Like, another long match.
And it was the punchline to the promo bit was kind of funny where, Bob Roode challenges Dolph to a match. Dolph says, all right, you got yourself a match.
Yeah.
Bring a ref out. Ref comes out and Dolph grabs the mic and says, oh, because the announcer would say this match for the Intercontinental title, and Dolph says, oh, no. I said yes to a match, but not for the Intercontinental Championship.
Which, you know what? Which sucks because that should have meant Bobby Roode was going to get a win.
I know. No. What I tell you, like a month after Bobby Roode debuted, you said someone asked the question, what star now is going to be on the pre-show of a major pay-per-view? And I said Bob Roode, and you said no. Bob Roode is on main event, man.
I mean, I'm not happy about it. You know?
I'm not either. I'm not happy being right in this respect.
I would have liked to have been right there, but
It seemed pretty early on that the ceiling for smiling, happy babyface Bob Roode was pretty low.
I really should have looked at how painful his face looked, and just that's not gonna work. He's so good though.
And imagine he just knew that he did probably some of the best, if not the best, work of his entire career in NXT, and for some reason that was all just put aside.
Oh, I don't even know about that, man. I mean, his stuff in TNA was like freaking inspired, you know.
Well, no, I thought some of the stuff his first match against Nakamura in NXT, I thought was brilliant.
His matches were all really good, but I'm not really well educated on how great his matches were in TNA.
Yeah, I'm not
seen,
either.
like, just a couple, but
I'm just saying his character work in NXT was so good. The matches he was putting on were so good.
Yeah, no, his matches were great. It's just he felt like sort of a non-consequential. And I remember because I said he came out and said, and I remember his first promo was great. He says,
He
I
had
want
a
to
mission
fill this
statement.
place.
Yes.
Yeah, his mission statement
Yeah,
was great. I want to fill this place with CEOs and wearing business suits and stuff. And I want this place to be for the upper crust. And like there was never any they never followed through with that.
Yeah, no, that was a bit of a disappointment.
You know,
I don't necessarily blame him for that though. He's not the one out there hiring extras to wear
I don't blame
suits.
him for his position now.
No, I don't either.
You know, but I'm just saying, in terms of him, he did great ring work and he did great character work in the ring. But I felt that his championship run was essentially just to get him okay. Well, we know your top stuff. Let's show you in that light, and then when you get kicked over to main, you will continue. But he fought.
They didn't
Aiden
follow
English
through
and
on that thread on the main roster. Yeah, I know.
That sucks, man.
I know.
So yeah, I don't know. It's a bummer.
It is a bummer.
Anyways, like you said, it was a good match though. But no, Adolph got the win clean after a super kick.
Yeah, he reversed a glorious DDT into a zigzag. Bob Roode kicked that too. Then shortly thereafter, hits a super kick on Bob Roode and picked up the win clean.
Yeah, bummer. Next up, we had a Bobby Lashley promo. What did he say here?
He was just talking about his match he was going to win, pretty much.
Yeah.
It was seemed like it was backstage. So it seemed like a setup where it should have been an interview, but instead he just talked to camera for 20 seconds.
Yeah. I'm looking at this next thing. Bob Roode and Mojo backstage.
Oh,
If you're
gosh.
Bobby Roode, if you see a camera and a lower mid-card guy like Mojo Rawley,
Run the other way.
Run the other way.
Run
dude.
the other
Run
way.
the other way. You do not want an on-screen confrontation with an opponent you do not want to face, because that is, god dang, man. That sucks.
They're giving him the full-on main event feud, but not main event in terms of main event on Raw, the show main event. That's what this is.
This is a shotgun Saturday night match, man. Sunday night heat match.
Velocity.
Velocity. Oh, man. That sucks. So, yeah, they ran into each other backstage. Next up,
Mojo was trying to be threatening and stuff.
Yeah. I like this finish, though. I like when he yells, "Go to sleep," or whatever he yells. Lights out. What does he yell?
Oh, Mojo, something like that. Anyways, Mojo next was taking on Tyler Breeze. So apparently Tyler Breeze's role on Raw for the foreseeable future is jobber to Mojo. Although I will say this, Tyler Breeze put forth a good effort. It was a far more competitive match than Mojo's had of late.
Against No Way Jose.
Yeah. But Mojo picked up the win, hit his running forearm, and then followed up with the Alabama Slam.
and I'm not a fan of the Alabama Slam. Just in general, I've never been a fan of it. It looks like it hurts like hell.
Yeah, no, it looks like it's hard to avoid some sort of whiplash effect.
Right, exactly.
Because on a bump, you're supposed to tuck your chin on most bumps to protect your head.
Yeah,
and with that, it seems...
You're going
I know. You're going basically, 290?
270.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. Ugh, that's terrible. Mojo beat the crap out of Tyler Breeze. After that, we had Dana Brooke and Alicia Fox versus Bayley and Sasha Banks.
Bailey was getting beat up outside, and then Sasha comes from their corner, runs, makes the save, and then starts destroying both Dana and Alicia Fox.
Yeah.
And since she wasn't the legal competitor, the ref decided DQ Sasha and Bailey. But the fact that Sasha came over there, made the save, kept Bailey from getting destroyed in the ringside area, that gesture was kind of the more salient, important story beat as opposed to who won the match. Because after that happened, after the match was called, Bailey was free to stop getting beat up. Sasha just walked up the ramp.
Yeah. And then we had a backstage bit with them where Sasha said, "I love you."
She said, I love that you like to, essentially, you like having friends. You're friendly. You like to hug people.
I love that you hug people. I love that you love people. I love that you love me. I love you. That's what she said, essentially. And she said, "You just don't get it." And she walked off. So... what
But then Bailey had
now?
like a knowing smile afterwards, like, oh, okay, she said that. Okay, that's good. Maybe we can move forward from this.
Yeah. So... I don't.
I feel like they're trying to.
I'm so lost with
They're
this.
trying to achieve some emotional depth with the storyline.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like WWE doesn't handle emotional depth terribly well.
They don't understand that.
No.
Man. It's Vince McMahon.
No.
Shane McMahon like openly talked about how he never got hugged
Yeah.
as a child.
Yeah.
And the only time we've seen Vince hug Shane is after Hell in a Cell or Mania or whatever insane spot we had
And
with Shane
it
McMahon.
looked like an uncomfortable scenario.
It did. Vince looked more comfortable hugging Warrior than he did his own son. So, yeah, you're right, man. They don't know how to do this. I'm confused. I was like,
Because then what's the breaking point then? What's going to happen? Like, is Bailey not going to reciprocate? Because another thing Sasha says, like, I don't like talking about my feelings. So now that she has done that, is Bailey going to fail to reciprocate to Sasha's liking, and that's going to make Sasha resent her?
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. I liked when
And
Bailey,
also, what just doesn't Bailey get?
yeah, I liked when Bailey said, "You ain't shit."
Yeah.
That was what I liked.
Yeah.
I like when people say, "You ain't shit," and then they beat up each other, and then we get an awesome match. That's what I like.
Yeah, I mean, this is all going to lead to an awesome match.
This is all confusing emotional stuff, man.
Yeah, emotions can be hard sometimes.
Yeah, they're very difficult, but that's why I don't like them in my wrestling. Unless it's like Ciampa and Gargano, like sitting in a ring together.
But that's not a couple of people like speaking subtext,
yeah, right,
which is what this probably should have been.
right, exactly.
If they had stuck to just Sasha saying, these are the attributes about you that I like, and then saying, but you still don't get it, that probably been more effective than her punctuating it with saying, I love you.
I love you. Yeah. So I don't know. Look, man.
No, I'll say this. Sasha says those things. I like that you do this. I like that you do this. I like that you do this. I don't like talking about my feelings, but I'm doing it anyways. Mm-hmm. And then Bailey just stood there like, okay, what is this supposed to mean?
Yeah.
And then Sasha says, you just don't get it. Mm-hmm. And then walks off. That would have made a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't you think so? Rather than her saying, I love you, you just don't get it.
I honestly don't know. My thing about this entire feud is that it's been so start and stop. It has had zero steam behind it because of that.
Yeah.
And there haven't really been there's been a bunch of weird tag matches. Kurt Angle keeps on trying to put them together. Then there's counseling.
Puts them in counseling, yeah.
It's a convoluted mess. So I just kind of don't care, It's like I just want them to fight. I like when Bailey, like I said, I wasn't joking when I said I like when Bailey stood over her and said, "You ain't shit."
Yeah, that was great.
That should have just been like them massacring each other every single week. We should have had some cool, match at Extreme Rules and falls count anywhere.
I
match.
appreciate that.
I'm sorry, not to cut you off, but remember when Sasha Banks and Charlotte had their feud? What did
Yeah.
they do a lot? They fought a lot.
Yeah, they did.
Every week, it was like that title was changing hands. And a lot of people complained about it.
Yeah, no, it was great. I do appreciate that they're saving their match for Brooklyn, though.
Yeah, me too.
But it could have been the blow-off they could have saved for Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, yeah, whatever. Just let them fight a bunch.
Yeah.
I don't even care. Because,
Let them fight against each other in tag matches if you want to do it that way.
yeah,
Just let them fight.
build to it.
Exactly. Next, we had a Braun Strowman interview. Renee Young asked him, why didn't you go out there to take part in these
Yeah.
triple threat matches.
Holds
and
up his money in the bank.
he says, I have an opportunity whenever I want.
They all know if any of them win, I'll cash in.
Yeah. Next, B Team taking on the Ascension. Not much of a match. B Team picks up a win with their finisher.
Yep.
Afterwards, Matt and Bray show up on the Titantron, drop a promo. They want their rematch next week.
Yeah.
And Matt said after they win, B Team will be deleted.
Hey, man. You can't be deleted, man. So, yeah, that's cool. I really hope they go to the compound or something. Alexa Bliss, she comes down with Mickey. She has a promo. She talked about, I don't know, being champion. Oh, yeah, Nia Jax. That chapter's over. A lot of people said I couldn't do it, but I did it. And then
That's
Ronda
really
Rousey.
an underwhelming conclusion for that whole story arc.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Nia Jax was nowhere to be found last night. I don't know what's going on with that. Ronda Rousey gets a Shield entrance.
Yeah.
She comes
walks
down through the crowd. She looked great, by the way. That hair, whatever was going on with the hair.
Yeah.
Oh, man. She looked like a Mad Max character.
Yeah.
She looked great.
So she was walking down the steps through the crowd. Bliss and James see her, and they start to go up the ramp. And then Rousey sprints around the arena and meets him at the top of the stage.
Yeah.
They start fighting up there, right?
I didn't make note of something like that.
Anyways, refs come out to break it up, and then Ronda tackles everybody on the ramp. Kurt Angle gets down to the ring and says, you got to stop. You only got a couple days left in your suspension.
Yeah, at that point, Ronda's in the ring with Kurt.
Yeah. Baron walks out on the stage and says, Ronda should be punished severely.
She should be more suspended.
Kurt says, all right, I'll add a week to Ronda's suspension. Baron says, oh, you've done it now, Kurt. Stephanie's not going to be happy with us. I'm going to call her right now.
Just a week. And then he says, I can't find my phone. That was funny.
That was funny. And so he goes backstage to find it, and Kurt Angle says, I have it. Ha, 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 ha.
He has his phone.
And then Kurt says, all right, you get a week added to your suspension, but you get a match against Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam for the Raw Women's title. And he said, just don't do anything for the next week.
Just stay home.
Yeah.
Just stay home. And Ronda seemed very pleased with that.
Well, yeah.
She seemed like her smile seemed legitimate.
Oh,
like
yeah,
she was
I
just
know.
being told that.
I mean, she completely violated the terms of her suspension, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And yet received basically a slap on the wrist for it.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, dude, she's money.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I acknowledge that.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely. Thought I just saw it fly. Anyways.
You were trying to trick me again, weren't you?
Moving on. No. What's Hilton doing over there? What are you doing, Hilton? Anyways, next up, we had a Seth Rollins interview where he talked about how great it is being Seth Rollins.
Seemed like it'd be pretty good to be Seth Rollins.
Probably. Next up, we had Authors of Pain versus Titus Worldwide. Guess who won this, Larson?
Authors of Pain, not much of a match.
That's right.
Next, Riot Squad backstage. They're cut off by No Way Jose and his conga line.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of barrel through it.
Yeah.
Next, we had Ember Moon versus Sarah Logan.
Man, I can't wait. I really hope they do something bigger. Sarah Logan's super young.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they do something big with her over the next couple of years.
Well, they changed her gimmick slightly. Did you hear?
What'd they say?
They're saying now that she's a Viking.
Oh, yeah. Well, she cosplays a lot. I follow her on Instagram.
Yeah.
Her and Ray Rowe.
Yeah.
Right?
Raymond Rowe, yeah.
Raymond Rowe. They cosplay.
Well, they go to the Renaissance fairs and such, yeah.
Now, I don't know how Vikings fit into all that. As far as I know, Renaissance fairs are more medieval times, right?
Well, I mean, like the Vikings.
How does that go? I am so ignorant about that.
Like it was around, I don't know, like 1,000 where the Vikings were at their height, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. From my understanding.
Yeah.
Like,
I wonder how
800s
historically accurate they endeavor to be, Sarah Logan and
I don't know.
her guy.
I don't know.
When they do that stuff. Anyways, they dress in the stuff that looks like Viking stuff.
Yeah.
They look very legit. So that's cool, but I think she's a terrific wrestler. She's only going to get better. Ember Moon is freaking fantastic.
Oh, she's awesome.
She puts everything in everything she does. She's like the Buddy Murphy of the freaking women's division. So anyways, yeah, but of course Liv Morgan was out there because they're a team. Ember Moon goes for the Eclipse. Liv Morgan distracts. Sarah Logan knocks Ember Moon off the top rope and gets the pin via knocking her off the top rope.
Yeah, I know.
So there was that. But no, I really like both these competitors. Mm-hmm. You're doing home searches during this show.
Well, let's get this email. Let's check my email,
That's
man.
great. Oh, I got it. Let's see here.
Oh, is your tree moving
My
again?
tree is moving.
Ooh.
Yeah. I really got to get that fixed. That tree
You
needs
do.
to not move.
Well, I don't know if there's a way you can keep your tree from moving.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know-
There's things you can do to keep your tree
Well,
from
you
moving.
know, like trees position their leaves to better get the sun on the leaves to do photosynthesis and such, you know.
Well, I'm going to go give my tree a good what for.
You gonna super kick it?
I'm going to get... No. I'm going to, verbally reprimand my tree. It's going to say, oh, Steve.
Is there a way you can decrease the sensitivity on your thing so it doesn't give you a notification every time your tree moves?
Probably not.
All right.
Next up, we had the main event. It was Elias versus Seth Rollins versus Bobby Lashley.
Elias came out beforehand, dropped the pin. There's this great moment to start where
Dropped a promo.
dropped the promo. Where he acted like he's about to talk, took a break, and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. For a minute, I forgot I was in Buffalo, but now I remembered I'm completely depressed." Mm-hmm. And actually elicited a laugh from Corey Graves at commentary.
Yeah.
This is a pretty solid match as well. I don't think it was quite as good as the first triple threat, but it's still pretty good. Elias has been dropping a lot of those flying knees. There's like at least 3 of them in this match. He's just running knees into everybody.
Yeah. I don't want to look, man. There's one guy who does flying knees that I want, and that's Roderick Strong. The only flying knee I want to see.
Oh, yeah.
Because that guy goes like 20 yards.
Knocks down 2 guys with one flying knee. Gosh, that was great.
It really was.
At one point, Rollins hits a stomp. Lashley runs in, breaks up the pin, and Lashley eventually pins Elias after a spear. Next week, we will get Bobby Lashley, Roman Reigns, Part 2. I would be very surprised if Lashley doesn't go over yet again. If the idea is that Lashley is serving as a proxy, at least for Roman, for Lesnar, I guess to an extent it makes sense why Reigns can't beat him, because Reigns to date has found it near impossible to beat Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, I guess we'll see Roman Reigns overcome Bobby Lashley. And if the plan is for Reigns to eventually beat Lesnar for the Universal title, that will be along his story in claiming that prize. He will eventually beat Bobby Lashley, proving that he can beat the wrestler with MMA experience before eventually beating Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
If there's that much thought into it.
Man, I'd like to think there is, maybe at this point. That's one thing that Roman said when he came out at the beginning. He didn't complain about being. All he said was, all he said when he came out at the beginning was, "I make no excuses, Kurt. Tonight I just want to fight somebody," and that's smart.
Yeah,
it's short, it's effective, and he just wants to fight.
Yeah.
If you keep this, that's always been the thing about Roman Reigns.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. But if you keep him, if you treat him like you're not, and this is the knock on him, that people say they're ramming him down our throats. They're being too obvious, essentially, with his booking. If the man loses, if the man has a struggle, people will rally behind him.
Yep.
I think it gets tougher and tougher now, given what we've seen, but I think people will be more into him.
Mm-hmm.
His reaction last night was, it was kind of par for the course, but it wasn't just raining down boos. It was
a split reaction.
It was a fairly split reaction. I have a hard time getting over the vest still, and I know I've said that a million times, but it just looks uncomfortable.
It does. It doesn't look like a comfortable wrestling attire.
I look at like Authors of Pain, who have kind of similar-ish attire.
Well, they just wear
wear shirts. Yeah, they wear tank tops.
Yeah, they wear tank tops to actual wrestling.
But then they have like SWAT pants and SWAT boots, which is totally fine. Just,
Ditch the vest.
Breathe.
Like just wear one of his merch shirts. Just cut the sleeves off.
Yeah, man. Be cool.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
And then some Zubaz shorts.
Yeah.
It's good.
Well, yeah.
Some retro Jordans, like some Jordan 6s or 5s.
Simply just chill Roman. We got to talk about what we're going to do with We
I know. We need to start doing that again next week.
Well, we'll see.
Or soon.
Well, we're going to talk about it.
And we got to start. We got to do next episode of Friendo Road. We got to start shooting that sometime soon.
I know. I want to start. I'm thinking there's a part of me who wants to like rent a camera for that.
We could talk about that.
Like a cheapo camera.
Well, you don't rent a cheapo camera. You rent a good camera.
No. I'm sorry. I don't mean a cheapo camera. Not like a super good. Like some of the super good cameras are like expensive.
Yeah.
Like a good camera.
I mean like a 5D.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe. Like a red.
Well, we know people who have 5Ds.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyways, let's answer some questions.
Yeah, let's do that.
Nonstop Player, my new favorite match chatter. Most underutilized talent in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Ooh, good question.
Oh, my stomach's on the precipice of a big old growl. There it is. Most underutilized talent in New Japan. They utilize their talent a lot.
I'll say this.
Taichi.
I was going to say Ishii. I feel like he could easily be Intercontinental Champion. He consistently puts on really good matches.
Who's the IC champion right now?
Jericho.
Oh, God, yeah. That's right. Yeah, he does. He does. There's a lot of competition for that.
Oh, yeah. No,
title.
I know.
That's
I mean, he's always involved in decent storylines. He puts on good matches. I don't even say he's really underutilized because he won New Japan Cup with Zack Sabre Jr. again. He can be Intercontinental Champion easily.
Yeah. I kind of feel like, so I'm a bigger fan of him than I am Juice Robinson. I feel like he probably should have, but he's a heel, and I know they have the Jay White thing. Yeah, I'd like to see him step out of the shadow. I wanted to see a thing with him and Suzuki for a while now. Have him form his own splinter. They don't really book Suzuki. I'll say this, underutilized Suzuki-gun in general. Because all they do is just interfere with matches, and it gets kind of annoying.
Yeah.
You know?
Nailed it. Oh. Are they playing the lesbian angle with Sasha and Bailey, or are the Raw Riders trying to swerve everyone? I didn't interpret it as in I love you, as in it was
She didn't say I'm in love with you.
a romantic relationship.
Yeah, I didn't get that at all.
I didn't get that at all. It was just two friends being really honest with each other.
I didn't even think that was like...
Yeah, I didn't really consider that at all. And then later on Twitter, I saw some people talking about it. I was like,
really?
All right. Yeah.
That's weird.
I know.
I didn't get that at all.
Not at all. AO Worm, so
who will be traded to
I
SmackDown,
can't read today.
Sasha or Bailey, and who will come to Raw in return?
Well, let's assume there's a trade.
I don't know. I'll put it this way. Now we'll answer the question. I don't think they know. I don't think they've even thought. I think they're going to do a shakeup, but it's like we always hear the shakeup. They find out when we find out
essentially, yeah.
And I don't even think Vince finalizes that stuff until like day of.
I'm gonna put this out here.
Go ahead.
Sasha gets sent to SmackDown. Charlotte gets traded to Raw. So they're gonna set up Charlotte and Ronda Rousey at Mania.
Oh, I like that. That's good. I like that. I like that a lot. Did we get Asuka Sasha Banks? No, we got Asuka Banks. We did?
Yeah, on Raw, yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Asuka Sasha Banks, we got that?
Mm-hmm.
Was it a whole feud?
No, it's just a match.
Oh, okay. I'm talking about like a feud.
No.
We never got that in NXT. Sasha was already gone.
Yeah.
Okay. That'd be fun.
Alex Foster. New Day have booty's worth. Dolph has his belt shiner. What personal assistants would you have in wrestling? Who
Adam
else?
Mayhem.
Adam Mayhem needs an personal assistant, right?
He would be our personal assistant. Yeah.
Well, he's the H champion. He's the one that needs the personal assistant.
Right. But I feel like that's more like...
Let's say what other wrestlers in WWE could use personal assistants.
But he says, would you have in wrestling?
Yeah, I understand that.
Would we have?
I mean, I don't need a personal assistant.
It's not I know we don't need a personal assistant.
Well, that's me answering the question. I don't need one.
The question is, who would you have? If they
Luchando.
said, we want to put Wow. Luchando, really? Wow.
No, I wouldn't have
That's
Luchando.
messed
I would just have someone that once a week will go get a Frito burrito for me.
Okay, that's good.
That's the extent of it.
That's good. That's good. No, Luchano's not a bad answer. Let's see here. Bud Ryan, how much do I have to pledge on Patreon to get you and Larson to reenact Sasha and Bailey's backstage segment? I mean, honestly, I'd do it for free if I thought we could make it funny.
Yeah, we need the script.
I have no problem. I've said I love you many times before.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, we would need the script. Somebody transcribe it for us.
Yeah.
And then
Maybe
we'll do
tomorrow,
a table read.
Me on tomorrow's show, we'll
We'll do a table read.
Yeah.
There you go. See, that's another reason we need a green screen, is so we can start reenacting.
There
do
we
reenactments.
go. There we go. James Rodriguez, what is the kayfabe reason for why Brock has not been stripped of the Universal title despite the fact that he has violated the 30-day rule with no defense?
Didn't you look this up?
No, I didn't.
Somebody looked this up. Did Adam Mayhem talk to us about this one?
Maybe.
What was it? It's like, oh, he's not injured. I don't know. It's silly. It's because he's a I'll put it this way. I always go back to what Vince said. Does Brock get certain liberties, special treatment? Yes. He gets special treatment because he's a big, big name. Let's see here. Sometimes kayfabe and shoot cross.
They do.
Let's see here. Von Erich. Power rank the following powers: Power Slam, Power Bomb, Powers of Darkness, the Mega Powers, and the two-man Power Trip.
Well, Power Bomb's number 1.
Really? You'd put that above Powers of Darkness?
Well, I guess not. Powers of Darkness, then Power Bomb.
Then Power Bomb for sure.
And then...
probably Mega Powers then.
Yeah, then two-man Power Trip.
Then two-man
and then Power Slam.
And then Power Slam, yeah.
Nemo, what was Joey Ryan's shoot reaction to the H title? Did he find it funny? No sell it? How did it go?
I don't remember if he had any reaction to it.
I think the only time he saw it was when the referee presented it during the match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he was like fully in character.
Yeah.
You know, so he cares more about baby oil and his junk, his front area, and getting people to touch it.
Yeah.
He's above titles. He's all about the front area.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, kind of a non-reaction.
CM Punk finds it inadmissible in court. How often do you think Triple H bangs his head against the wall when he sees Vince's booking?
Oh, I think he's been doing this for how long now?
A long time. I think he understands.
I'm sure he understands that, you know, it's not his. I would imagine that like any creative, if you're going to keep your head on your shoulders in the WWE as a creative from top to bottom, you have to understand that this all boils down to one old guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
the whims of one 70-year-old man.
Exactly. And so if you're even like a low-level writer, you know, it's like you come up with an idea, it's either going to be I would find it very difficult to believe, with the exception of people like Jimmy Jacobs, who seem to be pretty special, you know? If you're a writer, you submit an idea, you have to understand that this thing is either going to be completely turned down wholesale or completely changed.
At the last minute.
At the last minute. Yeah, exactly. And not a lot of what you're doing is going to see the light of day from how it came off in your head. As great as you may think it is going to change. And that's probably why there's a lot of turnaround in the writing department.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or turnover, whatever.
Turnover, yeah. Steve Klain, if Monday were a person, would it be Reigns? In that case, if the rest of the week days were wrestlers, what wrestlers would they be? Would No Way Jose be Friday?
No Way Jose is Saturday night.
Well, he said weekdays. That's why I asked.
Weekdays. Okay.
That's why I said Friday.
We can't throw the weekend in there?
Because Friday night, you can go out and have a good time.
Like Wednesday, you're doing your most work, I think. So that's Seth Rollins. Wednesday is Seth.
All right.
Yeah, I guess No Way Jose would be Friday.
John Cena might be Monday because then you have to get your mind back in the professional mindset.
Yeah.
You got to be disciplined.
Yeah, and that's typically when it's like, oh, start of a new week. I'm going to eat good and go to the gym. That's John Cena.
Yeah.
But then Tuesday comes around, it all falls apart.
Yeah.
So I don't know who that is.
And then your heavy machinery.
And then, exactly, yeah. Then your steaks and weights.
And then we need Thursday.
Well, Thursday is a cool day, man.
You're on the precipice of the weekend.
Thursday's Finn Balor.
There you go.
Weekend's almost here, but I still have to bust my butt.
There you go.
Yeah.
Foxy the Foxy Fox. Hey there, friendos. In WWE's mind, will Roman taking the belt from Brock finally get him over? No. That's all it took. They would have done it by now.
Yeah.
Kai Highwell, long-time listener and first-time patron. I think a babyface Kevin Owens could be the franchise player to build the company around, but as I have no faith in WWE booking, how would you book it to ensure success?
Ask Kevin Owens. Have him do it.
Mm-hmm.
Have him book it. Bring back Jimmy Jacobs and have them get together and do it. And they can do. They'll do it.
If anybody in the roster, Kevin Owens has the most Stone Cold potential in terms of being kind of an anti-hero.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's how you do it.
I know they think that for Dean Ambrose, but it's Kevin Owens.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It's definitely Kevin Owens.
Absolutely Kevin Owens.
Delete the Freak of Destruction.
Should the WWE use the current world's political heat with Russia to push a new foreign heel and new USA babyface? I'm going to say no to the second one because that's been done over again. But is that what they're going to do with Dominic Dijakovic?
Oh, gosh, I hope not.
Is he going to have a Russian accent?
No.
No? You don't think so?
No.
Dominic Dijakovic?
Well, I think that's more of an Eastern European name as opposed to...
Man, do you think they know the subtleties of...
I don't know.
of vast swaths of land, the difference between vast swaths of land and multiple borders? No.
Marty Hard. I really dislike the rematch clause in WWE as we see the same match too often already. What other WWE rules or stipulations would you like to be changed?
Oh, man.
Tag team rules. I want it more like New Japan, essentially lucha rules.
Yeah.
Where if one of the members of your team is out of the ring, you can get in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You don't have to tag in that situation.
So they don't go to the well very often, but I'm not huge on the, if somebody literally can just like go walk out on a count out and retain their title. I don't like that. There's another one that bugged the crap out of me. Forget what it was. It's weird that street fights aren't false count anywhere.
Or that they don't take place in actual streets.
That's the bigger thing. They should take place in the street, and the only pin that can happen is in the street. It's a street fight.
It is a street fight.
Yeah.
Chris K, are we going to get Baron Corbin versus Kurt Angle at SummerSlam if Baron wins and he gets Kurt's job? Probably not.
What was the question? Are we
Baron versus Angle at SummerSlam?
Oh, I doubt we're going to get that. I could be wrong, but I doubt we're going to see that. Taylor Solomon, most improved of 2018. Taylor says Jay White. Jay White's a good answer. I'm going to say David Arquette. That dude shows up championship wrestling in Hollywood in white trunks. Like, you have to be like, he looked good.
Yeah.
And he was dropping a diamond cutter. Where was that David Arquette back in 2001?
2000, yeah.
Man, that was cool.
Six-sided sexagon. My dad, who has been a fan of Roman this entire time, just said he's canceling our DirecTV because of the WWE booking. Do you think the only way to stop the Roman push is if more people stop watching altogether?
Your dad is my new hero. He said, not only am I canceling the network, like who knows if they even have a network subscription. He says, I'm canceling all of TV.
Yeah, no more TV in this house.
Because of the
WWE's booking has put me off television so much that I'm getting rid of all television.
That's amazing. What was his actual question, though?
Do you think the only way to stop the Roman push is if more people stop watching altogether? I mean, ratings are pretty low at this point.
If nobody bought his merchandise, I think that'd be a thing, right? If he sold as much merchandise as
Mojo Rawley.
Yeah, exactly. Then they'd probably be like, well, man, nobody wants to wear this guy's stuff. So, anyways, you want to do pay-per-view?
Sure.
All right. What are we gonna do today? Shall we go to SummerSlams?
Sure, that sounds like a great idea. I'm gonna go do SummerSlam 95.
I'm gonna do 1990. I'm gonna take a look at 92. SummerSlam. Two Titans getting in the ring.
Oh, this took place in Pittsburgh.
That's interesting.
Results, I have 9 matches.
Results, I have a few. But then again, too few to mention. Do you know what the... I'll offer this. I'm doing 93.
All right.
Do you know what the tagline was for 1993? I'll give you a bonus point if you know the tagline for SummerSlam 1993.
The Heat will rock you.
Fat chance, because it's Yokozuna. Also,
dear.
There was another tagline. Somebody has to stop him.
All right, guess what the tagline for 95 is?
The Heat will rock you.
Face the Heat. All right, how many matches do you have?
I have a total of... come on. 11.
Oh, wow. I only have 9.
Okay, I'll ditch the first 2.
I'll go first. Hakushi versus the 1-2-3 Kid.
Hakushi?
Yeah.
Who is Hakushi? Is that Haku and Rikishi melded into one?
Oh.
Okay. I think I remember him. Versus the 1, 2, 3. What year was this? 95.
Yeah.
I'll say X-Pac.
No.
Bummer. WWF Tag Team Championship match. The Steiner Brothers, you fat bastard. Versus the Heavenly Bodies.
Who are the champions?
Steiner's walked in champions.
Heavenly Bodies.
No, Steiner's walked out champions.
No. Singles match, Bob Holly versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Say Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is before the curtain call.
Yeah.
Okay, singles match for the Intercontinental Championship. The champion, Shawn Michaels, versus Mr. Perfect.
It's 93?
Yes.
Say Shawn Michaels.
Yes, by countout.
A tag team match, the Blue Brothers versus the Smoking Guns.
The Smoking Guns.
Mm-hmm.
A singles match, X-Pac, a.k.a. the 1, 2, 3 Kid. This is 1993.
Yeah.
Versus IRS.
IRS.
Very good. Guilty.
Barry Horowitz versus Skip.
I'll say Skip.
No.
Really? Barry Horowitz won?
Yeah.
Good for him. Singles match. Doink the Clown with Jerry Lawler versus a guy named Bret Hart.
I guess to say Bret Hart.
Yeah, he won, but it was by DQ, so I forget how that went down.
Yeah, I don't remember either. Next, singles match for the WWF Women's Championship. The champion, Alundra Blaze, versus Bertha Faye.
Alundra Blaze.
No.
Ooh, good job, Bertha. In a singles match, immediately following Bret Hart versus Doink, was Bret Hart versus Jerry Lawler.
Bret Hart.
Jerry Lawler won that.
Damn. Next, a casket match, Kama versus The Undertaker.
The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Singles match, Marty Jannetty versus Ludwig Borga.
Ludwig Borga.
Very good.
They were pushing him.
Yeah, man.
Singles match, Isaac Yankem, DDS, versus Bret Hart.
Bret Hart.
Yeah, by disqualification.
Yeah, they were pushing him hard back then. A rest in peace match. Giant Gonzalez versus The Undertaker.
Undertaker.
Very good.
Ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. The champion, Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon.
This was SummerSlam. Razor won that. No, Shawn Michaels won that.
Yes, Shawn Michaels won that.
A 6-man tag team match. The Smoking Guns. Tatanka and... Oh, I'm sorry. 6-man. Yeah. Smoking Guns and Tatanka versus Bam Bam Bigelow and the Head Shrinkers.
Smoking Guns and Tatanka.
Very good.
Your last one, WWF title match, King Mabel versus Diesel.
Diesel.
Yes.
And your last one, singles match for the WWF World Heavyweight Championship. Yokozuna, the champion, versus Lex Luger.
Lex Luger wins via countout.
Very good. Very good.
I get 7. I win by 1.
Well done. Anyways, that's it for the show. We have one final bit of business to take care of. But by all means, leave a comment below. Share this with your friends. And, hit the like button, all that kind of stuff. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.
Goodbye.
Hey, friendos, big news! We have partnered with this awesome app, CastBox, and our podcast is now a CastBox original. Going In Raw will still be available everywhere you listen to our podcast, but we hope you check out CastBox. Link is in the description.
Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're
come on.
Sorry. Like everybody's like, hey, no audio.
Refund.
Matt Williams said, is he screwing with us or no sound? You never know with me.
Yep.
If it's either me plotting some mastermind troll or me just screwing up, err on screwing up.
I know.
I am hungry.
What are you gonna have?
Julian Morris said, Steve, it's okay. There's no audio. I don't need your permission, Julian Morris. I'm going to make a sandwich. Oh, no.
What?
That's funny. Nothing. Apparently, our WordPress site was in a list of compromised accounts.
Uh-oh.
So they changed it.
No good.
I don't even know. Yeah, I did, Zach Stolpa. Part of what I said when we were not, you couldn't hear us.
Yeah, he did that.
Was good. Sounds good. Zach Stolpa said, we okay? I said, yeah. There's Abada says, thoughts on the Hilton 1 climax. I'm behind. I have not watched it yet.
Yeah, same here.
I
Sorry.
need to watch that, though. Sergio C. seems to think if Gypsy was in charge instead of Hilton, we wouldn't have any botches.
Well, first of all, Hilton's not in charge.
Yes. I'm sorry. I know. Yes.
What?
This is dope. Sorry. This is political. I know you guys. Breaking. President Trump claims he misspoke while discussing election meddling during news conference with Putin. He says this, in a key sentence in my remarks, I said the word would instead of wouldn't. The sentence should have been, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be Russia. Yes. Oh, that fixed it. All right. Anyways, moving on. Let's talk about something else. Oh, I love it.
Of course he's saying that now that Putin's not standing next to him.
I know.
Raymond Earl, whiskey or rum, which do you prefer? Give me a good rye whiskey.
Oh.
Patrick Oliva says, 2 good names just flew into city where SmackDown is tonight. Ooh.
Oh, babies. The Sacramento SPCA did a video of their long-timers club that they've been with the SPCA for 60 days or more. And there's of course, a couple of them are pits. Oh, babies. Alabama needs to hurry up and grow up so I can get more dogs.
Need more land for that.
Well, I'm not going to have 10 dogs, man.
Well, you said more.
I've got a giant. You've seen my backyard.
It's good size.
A giant backyard.
It's good size, yeah.
It's a pretty healthy. It's like I'm on a quarter of an acre, dude.
How many dogs ideally would you want?
I don't know, 3.
All right.
I have plenty of land for that.
Kind of feel like I'm good with one at a time.
I know. Julian Morris wants to know what grocery store you buy your ribs at. Specifically the street?
I think 2 times I've smoked my ribs. I just got them at Bel Air or Rayleigh, whatever. Rayleigh's, I think. Nothing special. I think next time, if I could do it, I'm going to go all out. I'm going to go to, I know there's a meat market in Roseville.
Nice.
I might try to get them there.
You ever go there and say, this place is a meat market? Because, that's a euphemism for a club with a lot of guys.
I understand what it means.
Never go there and say, this place is a sausage party. Alex C. says, do you think Raw lacks good top heels?
I mean, Kevin Owens is a good heel. He wasn't on the show.
I think, didn't they confirm he's dead now?
No, they gave the injury update, though, on their website, I think.
Kind of, yeah, right? Who else is a heel on that show?
Elias.
That dude's not contending anytime soon.
Drew could be a top of the line heel.
Yeah, he could be. They book him Dolph. Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I mean, you look over there on SmackDown.
You got Nakamura, you got Joe.
Yeah, man. Miz? Ooh.
Rusev.
Hot. Rusev? Hot.
Yeah, all the good heels are on SmackDown.
Sounds like it.
Raymond Earl asked, Friendo Barbecue 2019? Maybe. That'd be fun.
Oh, that'd be cool, man.
Post up, smoke some meat, grill up some burgers.
Be neat if we could do that friggin' in Chicago. I don't know what the weather's like over there, though. There's the bodice. Did you see Sacha Baron Cohen clip where he got Republicans to advocate for giving guns to toddlers?
I saw that, yeah.
Marty McFly says, no G1 today. I feel so empty. What am I going to do with my life until Thursday except for work? Got to go to work. I like that it's just his inner monologue.
I know. Elias Gould says Bob Roode can be top heel.
He really should be.
Mm-hmm.
He should be like sort of a higher power type, you know? It was me. It was me all along.
Ollie W asked, isn't Roman a heel? Oh. He just retracted said statement.
He said, I retract my statement. I said would, and I meant wouldn't. Yes! He said that shit, man. Oh, that's great. Idiot.
Oh, I can't stand that guy.
I said would, and I meant to say wouldn't. I need Dave's immediate reaction from that.
Julian Morris, I made raptor claws this past weekend. Jalapeno stuffed with cream cheese and pork sausage on the outside. That sounds good.
Danny.
Oh, I guess Brock is a heel.
Oh, I want to get. Should we ask them about? You and I have talked about the potential of doing what we do on Monday and Friday, but all through the week.
Oh, yeah, we can discuss it.
All right. So there are 36 of you here, which is kind of important because it's kind of interesting. The number of live streamed patrons has dropped a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like we used to get like 70 sometimes.
Yeah. But I don't know if that's indicative of people's schedule, interest in the product, or whatever.
Yeah, I have no idea either. I have no idea. So we have discussed going live for everyone Monday through Friday, but we don't want to take something away from the $5 Patreon tier. So we're wondering how you guys would feel about us, instead of doing it live exclusively for you, the entire thing, if we instead did a more robust post-show that's exclusive for patrons. So like when the show ended on main channel, we would then post a link on the Patreon wall for the post-show. And then we'd give you like a little gulf of time to get in there. And then I would whip up a really bad post-show graphic title sequence. The cheesier, the better.
Absolutely.
Obviously, mostly poorly green screened.
Yes, ideally.
And we would either do it. I don't know how many days. Maybe we do it all 5 days to sort of make up for.
Yeah.
the fact
That's still up for discussion.
Yeah, we'd have to figure that one out. So no, Julian Morse, we're not good. We're never good. We're not good.
Not good?
Especially today.
You sure?
Today more than any other day.
Wow.
So we want to toss that out there for you.
Yeah. Just let us know what you think. If it doesn't seem like a good deal for the patrons, then we're not going to do it.
The reason we would do it is because right now, YouTube revenue is, well, there's a couple reasons, but primarily, because YouTube revenue is in the trash right now. And we notice there's been a lot of a lot of enthusiasm with the super chat stuff, and so we like money and we want to keep doing this. So and on top of that, I think that
I don't know. I look at the Monday and Friday show, and there's a level of enthusiasm there with like the entire community.
Yeah.
That I really appreciate as well.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, Mr. Dope. The pre if we did it, it would probably just be a post show, but it'd be like a half-hour post show.
Yeah.
As opposed to doing both a pre and
a
post
15
show.
pre and post. Yeah.
Yeah. I had kind of figured like a little while ago that would be where we'd start skewing anyways.
Yeah.
Because everything, like in terms of like across platforms like Twitch, obviously, and Facebook and YouTube, they all really push.
Yeah, Mr. Dope asked, would you record Matt Chat for patrons? I'll look into it. The only issue with that is playback through OBS for the questions can be a little sketchy at times.
Yeah. Well, okay, so here's the thing about that. I would totally be open to because that was going to be on top of doing that stuff. We would also, and it's later in the day, but we would also open up for patrons exclusively the other two shows we do.
Yeah.
So that would be obviously
Count Out and Matt Chat.
Count Outs and Matt Chat. And to your point, I think one thing that they might appreciate is the
kind of
the rough cut aspect,
the clunky nature of how we actually do it live, recording straight to my laptop.
Yeah,
because what I'll generally do is I'll put the project file OBS. I'll put all the questions in there so we can time out the pauses so the question can play out, and then I'll go back and I'll take the questions out of the recorded show and drop them in individually, so there's no stuttering or glitching or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and as far as non-news concerned, I am literally about to get a green screen. The only thing that's keeping super fun time from happening right now, because I've got like a cool idea for that, is doing the opening intro. I'm gonna come up with like the cheesiest music I possibly can. I'm gonna incorporate those lyrics that you sang into my phone one time.
Oh, good.
And I want to do some like a really cheesy green screen intro, but that is coming soon, and that'll also be most likely at the $5 level, although there's a possibility I might bring that down to the $1 level. I don't know. I kind of want to do like a Patreon drive thing.
Yeah.
So we'll see. One exclusive show per week as live for Patreon only, as a possibility. Well, yeah. So like the Patreon, yeah. Well, that's
what super fun time would be, the Patreon exclusive.
In terms of like a Patreon exclusive show would be super fun time, and then we would exclusively live stream Matt Chat and count outs for patrons as well. As much as I loved Going in Raw daily, that's kind of unless we were to get like an editor, I don't see those coming back.
Yeah.
And on top of that, like they kind of kill the Monday and Friday thing, because then Monday and Fridays we don't have a lot to talk about.
Yep.
But sometimes, I mean, there are just like wide gulfs of, and we're both, so like I love Cultaholic and I love Wrestle Talk, but like, you know, just by necessity, they have to get a bit clickbaity with their daily shows, with their daily news shows. Like sometimes they'll take events from Raw and that'll be like that'll be like part of their short news thing. Like, oh, match confirmed for SummerSlam. Then it happened on Raw. Like we still consider ourselves primarily a podcast.
Yeah.
That's why like the shorter form content.
They really took off for us, I think.
And it has a lot to do, I think, with the YouTube algorithm. The YouTube algorithm recognizes us as a long form content channel.
Yeah, and only pushes that content as opposed to the
and so
shorter
like
stuff.
When we did short form stuff, which we still do from time to time, it'll do well for like the first 20, 30,000 views, and then it'll just fall off a cliff. So,
or unless there wasn't anything that would grab people immediately, you know, they would just kind of wallow in, you know, around 10, 15,000 views. And ultimately, it wasn't really doing what we were hoping it would do, was to bring in new subscribers.
So Alex K says this. He says, any chance of alternate commentaries for past pay-per-views for patrons? That is actually where we're thinking of straying with Going in Raw View. Isn't just a recap. It'd be
a watch party.
It would be a watch party. The only thing I'm hung up on with that is I want to make sure that if we do it, we have some graphical thing that indicates where we are at any given time.
Yeah.
To make sync points really, really easy.
Yeah.
That's my one thing that I really want to make sure we do.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Alto says, why do I feel like I'm at a Monday morning board meeting?
That's kind of what it is. We live stream our board meetings.
Yeah. But yeah, I think a watch party thing would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of like figuring out when we do it to sort of maximize the viewership, because we do it live. We would do that. We would do live for everybody also.
Yeah.
News about the Impact reviews. I am debating whether or not to live stream my reactions to Slammiversary this Sunday. I kind of cherish my weekends, and we just came off a pay-per-view weekend.
Yeah.
So I might... I'm going to talk to Lacey. If we're doing absolutely nothing, then I might be like, well, let me take 3 hours out and do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because, man, there are some good matches. Sami Callihan versus
seems
Penta.
like it, yeah.
Holy crap, that's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Oh, yeah, Matt Chat's always going to be for the $20 patrons and up. That's not going to change. And that's like one of my favorite things, dude. Yeah, post show we'd probably do like for a half hour.
Yeah.
And I would also do I like when we were looking at lava videos. So I'd probably do like a lava video.
Weekly lava
video thing, yeah. Patrick Sparks wants to know, when is truth exposed?
Do you want lava videos or do you want truth exposed? That's really the question we got to ask ourselves. Steve seems to be into the lava videos right now. Now, if there's any common ground we can talk about there, lava videos in terms of conspiracies, and then maybe that can be the jumping off point to something larger.
I still want to do Truth Exposed. It's just finding time
to
do some research, because I want to put together some dossiers for us.
Yeah, of course. We need the board on the wall with the pictures and the red string between them.
Yeah, that's another thing that I want to do, is a green screen background for Truth Exposed.
Yeah.
So, like Illuminati, whatever we're talking about during that episode. But I'm doing a green screen set out there, and I might do like a little portable podcasting. I don't know. I got a lot of ideas. I got a lot of great ideas.
Patrick Oliva's Larson gym training session is going to be in Friendoville. Nope, that's Larson time. That's time for me.
Larson gym training sessions. Oh, yeah. Well, there you go.
That's like the 1 hour, 3 days a week that I get just for Larson.
Well, there you go.
It's going to stay that way.
You wouldn't do like a stand-up like... Well, you know, that's not a terrible idea. Like, not just going to the gym with you, but like you wouldn't do like you did your sneaker vlog.
Yeah.
Like explaining your process, but then with some B-roll of you doing some.
No, I have no interest in doing that.
Oh, okay.
I'm far from an expert on working out. Like literally, what I do is just cobble together from a bunch of stuff I've read.
That's good.
So if you want actual workout advice, I would say go to someone who actually knows what they're talking about.
Oh yeah.
Although I will say, since I've been doing the macros thing, I've noticed changes.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel my body feels different.
Oh man.
I can feel the muscle growing.
Yeah, dude, you sound like Billy Graham.
I know, that's why I said
that's
it.
That's great.
That's a bit of an exaggeration, but no, I have noticed a difference.
Yeah.
I've had more energy when working out. I feel like I'm building muscle quicker.
Patrick Sparks, you should come up with dossiers for us.
We just don't want simple links. We want everything.
Yeah, we don't want links. We want the whole thing.
Yeah.
You send us
details.
Each. How about this? He sends us each a PDF.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And then like maybe our Thursday post show can be Truth Exposed.
All right.
And they'll put that on Friendoville.
There you go. It's good.
I am starving right now.
You want to go eat? I'm hungry too.
Yeah, I'm so hungry right now. Ooh, no caller ID. Who called me last time? It was a no caller ID. Oh, they just stopped anyways. All right, anyways, I'm out of here.
All right, bye.
Bye, everybody. Oh, man, I totally forgot to mention this.